Hey guys, Frax1006 aka Wondermut here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to monitor a folding client via HFM that is set up in a virtual or VMware Player 3.0.0 environment. Um, so the first thing, let me go ahead, I'm working on multiple monitors here and only recording my center one. So let me go ahead and move my virtual player shortcut here. First thing that you want to do is you want to open up virtual player. You don't want to actually open up the client just yet, just virtual player. And then we want to go to the virtual machine where your client is being hosted. Mine is, as you can see, folding one. Let's go to Edit Virtual Machine Settings, and what we want to do is go down to this network adapter, to network adapter. You're going to see the standard setting when you create the virtual machine is going to be this NAT, which is going to use a shared IP address with the host machine, so with your Windows 7 if that's what you're using. We don't want to do this because that creates some conflict when you try to share folders from Ubuntu or from your Linux client into Windows. Because they're using the same IP address, Windows won't recognize that shared folder. So what we want to do is we actually want to change this to a bridged connection, so it connects directly to the physical network, and we want to replicate the physical network connection state. So what that's doing then is when you open your virtual machine, it's actually going to connect to your network and show up as a separate machine. So we want to make sure we have our settings set to that. Go ahead and click OK, and then go ahead and start your virtual machine. I'm going to go ahead and just pause this for a second while mine boots up, and then I'll come right back to you guys. Okay, and then once your virtual machine is up and running there, what you want to do is navigate to where your folding at home client is saved to. Mine is in this FAH folder. If you followed my video guide for setting up the folding client, or if you followed Digi's guide on overclock.net for setting up the client, it'll be saved in your home folder and be saved as FAH. And what you want to do is you want to right click on that folder and go down to sharing options. Now if you haven't set this folder to share already when you initially do this, it's going to look kind of like this. You'll click on share this folder, and if it's your first time doing it, it's going to have you install some software, or actually it's going to update some permissions and install some software. But so if you have done it before, just click on that, make sure it's showing. You can name it whatever you want. My virtual machine is my Ubuntu is named Deep Thought, so this is just FAH and Deep Thought. And then you want to make sure you click these two boxes down here, allow others to create and delete files in this folder, and the guest access. This one's not as important. You can leave that one unchecked if you want. This one, however, the guest access, you do have to make sure that that is checked. That way you don't have to type in your Ubuntu username and password to monitor the client. And then once you've done that, go ahead and click on the Modify Share button down here. As you can see, I've already shared it, so I don't have to worry about doing that. Okay. And then once we have done that, let's go ahead and you can close out of that. I'm going to go ahead and just shrink my virtual machine there, and then I'm going to pull HFM back up. And then to add the client, basically when we shared that, what has happened, let me go ahead and just show you guys real quick, is now, here we go. Now you can see, like I said, my virtual machine is named Deep Thought, and so you're seeing Deep Thought is showing up here. I can go into that. There's that FAH folder that I shared, and there's all the files that we need are inside of that. Your FAH log, your unit info, and the q.dat file, or the 3 that HFM needs to be able to see. So as long as when you go to your network and you look, you see your virtual machine there, and you can open it up and open the file, you'll be just fine. Alright, so actually what I'm going to do to save myself a little bit of work here is you can actually click in your address bar here if you've got the folder open, and just copy it. Go copy. Alright, then I'm going to jump back over to HFM, and I'll show you both ways of doing this. The first way, what I was doing right there, is I can just copy it, paste it here, hit my test connection, and you see it's telling me that it was found. The other way you can go about doing it, I'm going to back this out here, is to go to network. And I don't like doing it this way because it sometimes takes a few seconds for it to load, but you can. Alright, and then click on your folder where your FAH or your folding at home client is. Hit OK. Alright, and let's go test connection. It's telling me it is working. Alright, and I'm just going to call this deep thought. Okay. And you may get that error there. I really don't believe it's going to make a difference, but let's go ahead and try it here. I'm going to go ahead and pull my virtual machine back up, and actually to get my folding client to start, I actually have it set up that it has to fire on startup. So let me go ahead and just add that back into my startup applications. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to restart, and when that comes back up, I'm going to pause the video real quick. When that comes back up, I'll show you guys how it worked. Alright, and as you can see, my virtual machine has booted back up, my folding client has started, and it has downloaded a work unit. And let's see here, there we go, you can see it started the work unit. So now if I jump back over to HFM, you see that HFM is now showing my client running there, that it's running, but it has no frame times. So that's actually all there is to being able to monitor a folding client that is running in a virtual machine in VMware Player 3.0.0. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below here on YouTube, or you can look me up at overclock.net. Just do a search for Wondermutt, and I should be the first and only user to pop up there. You can send me a message on overclock.net. I'd be happy to help you out there. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, and hope this helped you out.